Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel, Bagoday Crochet. So today I have a stitch tutorial for you. But remember, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button. And check out all my other tutorials as well, the making and the video. I do have close to 1,200 and I put them on a regular basis. I have anything that you could ever want to make and multiples of them. But today it's just going to be a stitch tutorial. Stitch tutorials are very useful. So the stitch that I'm going to be showing you today is called the bud stitch. Bud stitch. It's very easy. It's a 1 row repeat. And it's the same on both sides. That's what I love. I love an easy stitch. And it's pretty solid. Which is even better. I love a nice solid stitch that's easy to do. Looks looks the same on both sides. 1 row repeat. It has a yarn eater scale. I usually try to do those 10 being like hardcore yarn eater, like bobble stitches and whatnot. I probably give this just the average 5. It's an average as far as yarn eating goes. It's not really a yarn eater, but it's not like straight up triple crochets or a mesh stitch that don't eat hardly any yarn, but you know what I mean. It's like a 5. So do you guys want to get started? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You can use this for anything. Anything. Yeah, that's right. Anything you want. Let's do it. All right, so that sample right there that I used for this tutorial, it's Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, which is a 4-weight acrylic. The color is called Anemone on this one. Remember, this is just a stitch tutorial purposes. You can use whatever yarn and whatever hook that you want, but for my swatch I did use a J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. So the bud stitch is done excuse me, in an odd number of stitches. So you just chain, depending on what you're making, and then until you get to an odd number. So whether it be a scarf, however thick you want it, or a big old blanket, you make as many chains for however wide you want your project to be. As long as it's an odd number, it will be fine. Alright, so I'm going to show you on a smaller scale here. So I got my odd number of stitches. So we're going to start with the base row of single crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the second stitch from our hook. Remember, we do not count this one. That's on our hook. So 1, 2, we single crochet into that second stitch. And then we're going to single crochet in every chain until we get to the end. So row 1 is just 1 single in every stitch until we make it to the end of our row. Alright, so I've made it to the end of row 1, and now we're going to go ahead and start row 2. So we're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we're going to turn our work. We're going to work right back here into this very first stitch. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 single crochet into that first stitch, and in the same stitch we're also going to put 1 double. So it was a single crochet and a double crochet in that very first stitch. Now we're going to start the repeat for row 2. We are going to skip 1 stitch, and then the next one we're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet. And that's it. Easy as can be. Skip 1 in the next stitch, single crochet and double crochet. Skip 1, next stitch, we single and we double. And we repeat. Skip 1, single and double, skip single, and double. Then we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern until we get near the end of the row, and I'll show you how to end it. Alright, when you come to the end of row 1, I just did a single double here. We have 3 stitches that remain. So this is how we're going to end row 1. So we're going to skip 1 stitch and we're going to single crochet into the next. And then we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into that same stitch that single crochet was in and draw up a loop. And then we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops on our hook. And then we're going to yarn over and go into that last stitch of our row, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops, and yarn over and go through the remaining 3. And that ends row 1 of the bud stitch. Now, I'm sorry, row 2 of the bud stitch. Now row 3 is the repeat row for the entire pattern. It's just row 3, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And here we go. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work. That chain 1 does not count as a stitch. We're going to work right back here into this very first stitch. We're going to go into it and we're going to single crochet and double crochet into that same stitch. And now we're going to start the repeat of row 3. We're going to skip 1, and in the next stitch, which is the double crochet from the previous row, we're going to single crochet into it and double crochet into it. And this is what we're going to do all the way across. We're going to skip 1 in the next stitch, which is the double crochet from the previous row. We're going to single crochet into it and double crochet. Skip 1 and repeat. So remember that our single crochet and our double crochet that goes into the same stitch is always worked in the double crochet from the previous row. So we're skipping that single there, and in the double from the previous row is where we will work our single and our double into the same stitch, like that. Skip that stitch there. This stitch right here is the double from the previous row. We're going to single and we are going to double. And we're going to do this until we get near the end of the row. And I'll show you how to end all the rows from now on. Skip 1, single, double, skip 1. I'm almost there. I'm just going to finish. Single and double into that same stitch. All right, when you make it towards the end of the row, and then to row 3. So what you see is you have 3 stitches left. You got the single here, this double crochet, and the single. So we're going to end it. We're going to skip the single crochet and we're going to single crochet into this double crochet. And then we're going to do a double crochet 2 together to end the row. And I'm going to show you how we do it. Very similar to how we did it a while ago. We're going to yarn over and go into that same stitch that we just put the single crochet in and draw up a loop and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. And now I'm going to show you how to keep a real straight edge. All right, this is a little trick here. Normally you would yarn over and go into the top of the last stitch, but you want a nice clean straight edge. We're going to yarn over. Instead of going into the top of that last stitch, we're going to go into that chain 1 right there, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and yarn over and go through all 3. That's going to leave you a nice straight edge. All right, now we're just going to repeat that again. Same thing we just did. Chain 1 and turn, and in the first stitch gets 1 single and 1 double, and then we skip 1, and in the next stitch, which is the double crochet from the previous row, it gets a single and a double. And like I said, we're just repeating row 3. We're skipping 1 and then we're putting a single and a double into the next stitch. all the way until we get to the last 3 stitches, and I'll show you how to end the row again. Remember, we're repeating the previous row, so it's all just repeats here. Very easy. Lots of possibilities with this stitch. It's a pretty cool looking stitch. Alright, I'll meet back up with you at the last 3 stitches. Alright, I'm going to end the row the same way I did before. I'm just going to show you one more time. So we got 3 stitches left. You see the single crochet, the double crochet, and then the single crochet at the end. Now when we end the rows, it's the only time that we do the double crochet 2 together. We do not do it at the beginning of the rows, only at the end. So we're going to skip this single crochet, and we're going to single crochet into this double crochet, and we're going to do the double crochet 2 together. So this is how we do it. We're going to yarn over, go back into that same stitch, draw up a loop, and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. Now remember, if you want some super straight edges, well, straighter than what they would be, don't go directly into the single crochet. Yarn over and go into that chain 1, that turn chain there. Draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and yarn over and go through all 3, and chain 1, turn, and repeat. And that's what you keep repeating until you get to your desired length. Look at that nice straight edge. It's a pretty straight edge. I will have to say, you can see I missed going into that turn chain right there. Now had I not missed that, it would be perfectly straight. Other than that little dip in right there. That's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. I was just thinking about something else. Other than that, nice clean edges, beautiful clean top. It's all ready for you if you make a blanket to just put a nice border around it, you know. Use this for wash rags. Definitely use cotton though if you're going to do that. Hot pads. You can use it for whatever, tops, anything you want. It's such a versatile stitch, and oh, that's upside down. It's so beautiful, and nice and solid, but still lightweight. So thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you guys all on my next video. Bye guys.